Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Trails 411. In this series of videos, we're going to be going over our JL build and some of the testing that we've done recently. Stay tuned. Okay, we're going to start with the exterior of the Jeep, and we'll start with our Rugged Ridge front bumper. And as you can see, it's taken a pretty good beating based on all the stuff we've done with the 25-hour event and 10 Black Diamond trails. We also pre-ran all of those trails, so we've definitely put this through its paces. We've got a flat link from Factor 55, a standard D-ring shackle, which we use on this bumper because we have some sharp edges, and we always use a metal shackle with sharp edges as opposed to a soft shackle. We also have a Nova winch, which we've tried and it works really well, but we haven't really had to use it in anger yet. We will be doing a complete test on this. Also, we have stock headlights, but we have a couple of driving lights from Ultravision, also a light bar mounted on the bull bar of the bumper, and we're also using fog lights from Ultravision, and these lights are awesome. We'll do a complete night test on these. In our 25-hour event, we didn't get to use them very much because we were second in line. And if we'd have used them, we would have blinded Bill in front of us, Bill and Wendy, who were leading the run. So we only used them when they were out of sight and we were going around blind corners. We did have the fog lights on, but not the driving lights or the light bar. Everything else up here is pretty much stock, so we'll move around to the wheels and tires. And as you can see, the tires are in great shape. We've been running the Nexen Roadian MTX since before they were available to the public, and they've done a great job. So we've been running for about 3 years on several different vehicles. We've had these on for most of the mileage on this Jeep, which is about 4,000 miles. And we're running non-beadlock raceline wheels, and you can see that the wheels have taken, at least the edge of the wheel has taken quite a beating in the rocks, and that comes from both pre-running and the 25-hour event and some other Black Diamond trails we've done since we've been building this. So if you've been watching a lot of our videos, you know that we're big fans of the Rockslide Engineering slider steps. We have the additional skid plates on these, and you can see even the sides of these have taken a pretty good beating, but they've gotten a workout, and they're super strong, but the steps work like a charm. So this is one of many vehicles we've tried these on. Both of my Jeeps have had the Rockslide Engineering slider steps, and the newer versions are really pretty fast. They work extremely well. They have a 3-second delay before they retract, and they do have a switch in the interior that you can turn them off. We typically turn them off when we're in pretty extreme rock crawling conditions, just so that when the door is open, they don't come down and bang against the rocks unnecessarily. We're also running the Rugged Ridge flat fenders and the Rugged Ridge inner fender liners. These have all proven to work extremely well. Front fenders were pretty easy to mount. Rear fenders were even easier to mount. And we have a Rugged Ridge rear bumper. Both the front and rear bumpers are the XD series, and again, these have taken especially the rear bumper coming off of drops, have taken a pretty good beating. Also back here we have a spare tire carrier from Rugged Ridge, and it's proven to be pretty bulletproof and strong. We've actually carried a 40-inch tire on here with no problem. We also have a Rugged Ridge license plate and brake light mount, and that's worked pretty well for us as well. On our Nova winch, we're actually this is a 12,000-pound winch, and we're actually running a synthetic winch line on this. We will be adding a wireless remote to this down the road. We'll do a full test on that as well. And we did add one extra piece to this, which is kind of unique. We've got a power cutoff switch, and the reason for this is when you're not winching, if you actually had a problem with a power cable to the winch, you could cause a fire. by having the cutoff. We cut off the power to the winch. When this is disconnected, it cuts the power off to the winch, so there's no chance of having a short. And then when we need to winch, we put the key in, turn it on, and we're good to go. On the suspension side, we're running a full Rock Jock 4-inch lift with Johnny joint control arms. Everything is adjustable. We've got a Curry tie rod, Rock Jock drag link, and track bar. The Rock Jock anti-rock sway bars, which we love using. And one of the fun items on here are the Bilstein B8 8100 shock absorbers. These have not only a remote reservoir, but they are also adjustable in compression and rebound. And they are just awesome. They work fantastic. Really, really pleased with what Bilstein has done with these shock absorbers. We'll be doing another video when we do some tuning on these shocks. But during the 25-hour, they performed flawlessly, as did the suspension. We're also using the Rock Jock Correct Link heavy-duty steering system, which I mentioned earlier. It's taken a pretty good beating, and the track bar and the drag link are Rock Jock, and the tie rod is actually came with the Curry 60 Extreme axle. The Curry 60 Extreme front and rear has proven to be just bulletproof, which is no surprise. We've been running Curry axles for a long time. There's a lot of information about these, but they're super heavy duty. They have F350 brakes, and we're running Yukon gear and axle ring and pinion with their rebuild kit, and we're also running the Yukon zip lockers front and rear. They're air lockers. We have their compressor as well. And during our pre-running for the 25-hour and during the 25-hour, never had an issue. The lockers are instantaneous and they work great. Been very pleased with those. Another thing that I really love, and we've had this on several vehicles as well, as the full hydraulic power steering system from PSC. This system for the JL includes the power ram assist, the brackets, the super heavy-duty power steering box, which, given the steering issues with the stock boxes on these, especially the earlier aluminum boxes, is something we really love. It also comes with a cooler, the power steering pump, and actually 2 reservoirs, one for filling and one to actually store the fluid. So it's worked flawlessly. It's a big job to install, but boy, once you have it installed, it's terrific. One of the nice features on the Curry 60 Extreme axles is the skid plate, which is removable and replaceable, and as you can see, it's gotten used pretty well. We've done a lot of serious rock crawling with this, and it shows. The only problem we had on the 25-hour last week was we had the left front tire come unseated from the bead, which actually meant a flat tire. Didn't damage the tire or the rim, and it was kind of an extreme situation, as you can see in the video here. We got it repaired very quickly. It actually took longer to get the tools out and put away than it did to get the tire back on the rim, and it only took 30 psi to reset it, which made it really simple. We're also running the JE Reel drive shafts, and we've used these on a lot of vehicles also, and I really wouldn't run anything else. They work great. They're bulletproof. They take a beating. Fortunately, these are pretty well protected and haven't had any issues at all. The transfer case is the stock JL 272-1 transfer case, and we're also running the full aluminum skid plates from Rock Hard 4x4, and as you can see, they have been used, especially in pre-running and running the 25-hour event. They've taken a beating. They've held up extremely well. Very happy with them. And just like the front, we have a Curry 60 Extreme rear axle. We're running 5:38:1 ratio Yukon ring and pinions with the zip lockers. Love how everything performs. These have not a lot of miles on them yet, but based on past experience, with other Curry products, we know they're going to hold up really well. The one thing that did incur a little bit of damage is our JBA Exhaust Systems JL exhaust muffler. Really like the tone of this. It's not too loud. It's just got a nice deep throaty sound to it, but it hangs down and it has taken a beating on the rocks. Unfortunately, we're waiting for a rock hard 4x4 muffler skid plate for this, but it didn't come in time for a 25-hour, and the muffler got a little bit beat up, but still works fine. In the back of our JL, we've got a power tank. We've been using power tanks for years. Love the speed with which they air up tires. Really wouldn't go any other way. They're quick and quiet. We also have a high lift jack mounted up here. And as we mentioned in the past, we've got this really nice power tank mounting bracket. Works super. A lot of storage back here. We've also got a 5-pound fire extinguisher just in case, first aid kit. And then we're using these Craftsman storage boxes for tools and supplies. They nest together nicely and they're very convenient. Work great. And then on the security side, we've got the Tuffy lockable floor panel. We also have the shelf, which is out right now because of all the gear we were carrying for the 25-hour. And one of my favorite pieces from Tuffy is this tailgate mounted storage bin, which we've reviewed before. Keep all the recovery gear we carry in there because it's really easy to access. We haven't done much to the interior on the JL, but we do have a 6-switch rough country switch panel that works very much like the S-Pod we had on the JK. We decided, since this isn't a Rubicon, we didn't have auxiliary switches. We needed switches for the compressor and the air lockers, and 3 light switches that operate our light bar, our driving lights, and our cube lights on the cowl. We also have Midland's GMRS radio, which also works on the FRS channels. And we went this route, for a couple of reasons, really. GMRS radios are becoming very popular. You do have to have a license, but there's no test. It's $70 for 10 years. And it's easy to apply for on the FCC website. There's lots of YouTube videos about how to do that and how well these radios work. We have all the controls are on the microphone, which is on the dash here, and then we have the unit mounted down on the floor, or on the side of the console by the floor, and it is easily detachable. It has a quick release bracket, so if you need to take it out for some reason, it's super simple. We do have it hardwired. We have an antenna that we mounted, which is much more powerful than the magnetic mount antenna that comes with the unit. The product from Rugged Ridge is the seat back storage unit, which is all soft storage, and we use this for all kinds of stuff. And mostly we carry in here things that we want quick, easy access to, like tire repair kit and some simple tools, some emergency clothing, and just some other items. We also, front and rear, have the Rugged Ridge floor mats, which are really nicely made, very easy to take in and out for cleaning.